Namaste and good evening to all our viewers. Welcome to KFA Business Affairs. Myself, Vivejan Khanal, your moderator for the event, and I'm back with this show after this festive season. You'll know we've been running this session for more than 10 years now with all your love and support, reaching different aspects of business and helping different stakeholders of the business sectors, be it someone working in any organization, entrepreneurs, or the general public. We are there with relevant topics to share with you all. Festive season, we had invited a lot of well-known faces and entrepreneurs from different sectors of the country discussing on relevant topics. तर यो चाडबाड पछि र यो चाडबाड सकिने क्रममा हामीले हाम्रो भ्युअर्सहरूको डिमान्ड र इन्ट्रेस्टलाई प्रायोरिटी दिएर दैनिक रूपमा हजुर काम गर्ने सिलसिलामा हजुरहरूले भोग्ने समस्या डे टु डे लाइफमा प्रोफेसनली अर पर्सनली इभन the situations that you go through यस्ता सान्दर्भिक टपिकमा डिस्कस गर्ने मोडालिटीमा चाहिँ हामी आएका छौँ र आगामी दिनमा हाम्रो जति पनि सेसन्सहरू हुन्छ यही यस्तै सान्दर्भिक टपिकहरुमा नै हामी डिस्कस गर्ने छौँ। सिजनको हाम्रो आज पहिलो टपिक we thought of choosing a very relevant, sensitive and one of the most important topic to discuss. That is conflict. How to manage conflict in your organization. The conflict might be internal or external, but the most important thing is to manage it. So, यो sensitive topic मा आज हामी discuss गर्न गइरहेको छौँ, and I already have my guest speaker joined live with me. Guest speaker for today's session is someone who has been training and instructing people regarding conflict management since many years now. He is also involved as a professor with the same topic, that is conflict management. He is none other than Mr. Kisuza, the Chief Executive Officer of KFA. Welcome, Kisu sir, in this live session, and thank you once again for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, Vivejanji. It's very good to be here, talking about this very important topic.
It's our pleasure to hear from you, sir, since we're talking about this sensitive topic that is regarding conflict management. Now, we'll be discussing on various aspects of conflict management, sir. To start off with our discussion, conflict भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ how can we, right at the moment know, to instinct कसरी आउन सक्छ for us to know the fact that we are entering a conflict or we've already entered a conflict?
Very good question. I have to start with, Vivejanji. कुरा के हो भन्दाखेरि just I would like to ask you a simple question. Have you ever slammed a door in a race? Like कहिले हुन्छ नि personally घरमा अथवा professionally अफिसमा पनि bang the your table हैन अब कहिले ढोका ढङ्ग लाएर चाहिँ हामी have you ever done that?
Many times, sir, many times.
So if you have done that, then most probably that you have felt conflict before, हैन. Not only that, त्यो मात्र हैन कहिले हामी फेरि के पनि गर्छौं भने इश्यूजहरुलाई अभोइड गर्न खोज्छौं नि त. Like for example, केही कुरा कसैले भन्यो ए ल अब म यसमा पर्न चाहदिन. I want to get out of it. अनि दुई जनाको डिस्कसन भइरहेछ अब आफू कुनै अर्गनाइजेसनमा कुनै मिटिङ भइरहेछ मलाई चाहिँ यसमा इन्भल्भ नगर है. हजुर. त्यो यदि तपाई हामी भन्छौं भने पनि I mean that's the indicator that अब कन्फ्लिक्ट सुरु हुन लागेको छ कहिले कहिले. That's how एउटा कामको इन्डिकेटर पनि हो. अनि अरु भने चाहिँ कहिले हामी भन्छौं नि you should, you never, you should do this, you should do that, and you should bring sales, you should come on time, and you should respect your seniors. You never do this, you never do that. हामी कसरी इन्स्ट्रक्सन गर्छौं नि. That's also a sign of conflict. When you have this need to say someone you should or you never should, भन्न साथै के बुझ्नु पर्यो भने then there is a त्यो conflict को आगो चाहिँ चिंगारी चाहिँ भनौं न त्यो बलेको चाहिँ हामीले बुझ्न सक्छौं हैन. Not only that, के कहिले हामी आफ्नो फिलिङ्सहरुलाई पनि लुकाउँछौं हैन. Sometimes हामी के भन्छौं हैन I'm fine भन्छौं when we are not. When something is bothering us भित्रबाट चाहिँ we are not fine, but भन्छौं नि ठिकै छ I'm fine, it's okay, ठीक छ. हामी त्यो पनि कहिले हामी भन्छौं भने पनि हामी we have to understand that somehow त्यो भित्रको conflict सुरु भयो, which is very dangerous. बरु मुखले बोल्दै कहिले डेन्जरस हुँदैन तर त्यो भित्र चाहिँ मनमा चाहिँ एकदम ठुलो रिस दोय राग छ तर बाहिर चाहिँ आई एम फाइन भन्छ भने पनि एउटा ठुलो चाहिँ हामीले एउटा इन्डिकेटर रूपमा दिन्छौं कि त्यो भल्क्यानो बर भोलिको दिनमा आउन सक्छ भन्ने पनि सोच्न सक्छौं.
एक्ज्याक्टली.
कहिले नट ओन्ली दैट कहिले चाहिँ सम डिस्ट्रक्टिभ कन्फ्लिक्ट स्टार्ट्स विथ लाइक दिस कि हैन मलाई फाइदा पनि चाहिदैन थिएन घाटा पनि चाहिदैन थिएन म जसरी पनि यसलाई बिगार्छु. आई विल टेक रिभेन्ज, आई फर एन आई हैन. यसले मलाई यस्तो गर्ने, यसले मलाई प्रमोसन हुनबाट रोक्ने हैन अब यसले मलाई सपोर्टमा नबोल्ने मलाई चाहेको बेलामा अब यसको जस्तो एजेन्डा भए पनि जे कुरा भए पनि आई एम नट गोना सपोर्ट स्पेशली म्यानेजमेन्ट र युनियनमा के हैन अब आजकल अर्गनाइजेसन्सहरुमा पनि म्यानेजमेन्ट युनियन्सको कन्फ्लिक्टहरु कति देखिन्छ किनभने स्टाफ युनियन्सहरु जुन छन् म्यानेजमेन्टहरु हुन्छ हैन दे टेक इट सो पर्सनली then they feel that hurt, they feel that anger, they feel that resentfulness, right? And they just want to take revenge irrespective of what the other party is offering, you know.
Exactly, sir.
That's also, and finally what I want to say, and which is very very मैले पनि फेस गरेको कुरा हो, have you ever wished you could handle those difficult person better, you know? Oh my god, what a difficult person, I could have handled him better, her better भन्ने कुराको त्यो फिलिङ आउनु पनि it's starting of the conflict. So यो मध्ये कुनै पनि सिचुएसनमा तपाईको लाइफमा कहिले पर्नु भएको छ भने देन चाहे त्यो पर्सनल होस् अथवा प्रोफेसनल लाइफमा पर्नु भएको छ भने that is the language for conflict भन्छौँ हामी, that is the language for conflict. त्यो आगो चाहिँ बनिसक्यो.
So reactions and emotions, the two most important indicators to know the fact that you've entered or about to enter a conflict.
Absolutely. And some emotions, some reactions are visible, some are not.
Some are not. Very true. Now, sir, we know the indicators. You've just mentioned about the indicators. Now, let's know about the sources. What might be the different reasons, you know, for us to be involved in a conflict? So, the sources ko बारेमा पनि अलिकति खुलाइदिनुस् न please.
So सोर्सेसहरुमा चाहिँ देयर आर कपल अफ सोर्सेस हैन, जस्तै अब धेरै कुराबाट कन्फ्लिक्ट सुरु हुन सक्छ. वी क्यान गो थाउजन्ड्स अफ थिंग्स व्हिच क्यान स्टार्ट अ कन्फ्लिक्ट हैन. बट यसलाई लार्ज पिक्चरमा क्याटेगराइज गर्ने हो भने तीनटा एरियाज आउँछ के, तीनटा बेसिक एस्पेक्ट देखिन्छ हैन. एउटा एस्पेक्ट भनेको चाहिँ इट्स अबाउट रिसोर्सेस, इट्स अबाउट हु कन्ट्रोल्स द रिसोर्सेस, अथवा इट्स अबाउट डिभाइडिङ अ फिक्स्ड अमाउन्ट अफ रिसोर्स. सो लिमिटेड रिसोर्स हुन्छ generally in organization, in business, whatever you're doing, and the limited resource ko division kasari huncha. For example, profit. Who is going to make more profit out of this? Suppose manus na, a salesperson who is always trying to increase the margin, increase their profit. Customer is always trying to get the best bargain. You know, the resource ko jun profit ko resource cha, त्यो कतापटि जाने भन्ने कुरामा आउन सक्छ. Resource को कुरामा. अर्को resource is also credibility. Now, who takes the credibility of things? Organization हुन्छ नि कहिले एउटा credibility अब कोही काम गरेको हुन्छ, but you want that credibility. अब you feel that you have done the hard work and you need the credibility. The other person feels that they have done the hard work. They need the credibility. So credibility पनि when is a resource, you know, it's something which is given to you and which is limited. So the credibility मा पनि जस्तो कुरामा पनि अर्गनाइजेसनमा त्यसको डिभिजनमा पनि कन्फ्लिक्ट हुन सक्छ. Also blame, another important कुरा is blame. Who gets the blame? I have not done that. मैले चाहिँ blame त लेस पाउनु पर्यो. I was not involved. मैले भनेकै थिएँ, मैले गरेकै थिएँ. Why am I dragged into it? Why am I blamed for it? You know, blame. A blame is profit. Everyone wants more. Credibility. Everyone wants more. Blame. Everyone wants less. So पहिलो इन्डिकेटर भनेको चाहिँ रिसोर्सको भागभण्डामा चाहिँ, रिसोर्सको एलोकेसनमा चाहिँ ले चाहिँ कन्फ्लिक्टको एउटा सोर्स हो रिसोर्स. How is that one of the resource divided? That's one source. The other source is your values, you know, your beliefs, your ideologies. हैन, तपाईको यो सर्टेन कलरको आइडियोलोजी छ, सर्टेन कलरको भ्यालुमा तपाईँ बाँच्नुहुन्छ. नाउ त्यो भ्यालु अरु कसैले नमाजेको देख्दाखेरि you feel uncomfortable. हैन, people and country and society go war for their values and beliefs. त्यति ठुलो कन्फ्लिक्ट हुन्छ त्यो भ्यालुलाई लिएर, चाहे त्यो रिलिजियस भ्यालु होस् हैन, चाहे त्यो कन्ट्रीको भ्यालुजहरु होस्, चाहे त्यो सोसाइटीको भ्यालुजहरु होस्, चाहे त्यो अर्गनाइजेसनको भ्यालुजहरु, चाहे त्यो इन्डिभिजुअल भ्यालुजहरु होस् हैन, भ्यालुजको डिफरेन्सेस लाई लिएर पनि कन्फ्लिक्ट सुरु गर्न सक्छ हैन. त्यो पनि एउटा चाहिँ एउटा इम्पोर्टेन्ट चाहिँ सोर्स मान्छौं हैन. द थर्ड सोर्स अफ कन्फ्लिक्ट इज a very important one, which is the power. Who takes the power हैन, कसको हातमा कति पावर हुने. अब अर्गनाइजेसनमा हामीले एकदम धेरै देख्न सक्छौं, स्पेशली अब अलिकति ब्युरोक्रेटिक रूपमा चाहिँ प्रभाव भएको अर्गनाइजेसनहरु हैन मा छन्, यसको प्रभाव बढी हुन्छ. ठुलो अर्गनाइजेसनहरुमा आजकल देखिन्छ कि चेयरम्यान कसलाई बनाउने हैन भन्ने कुरामा ठुलो कन्फ्लिक्ट हुन्छ हैन. को चाहिँ कहाँ प्रमोट हुने भन्ने कुरामा पावरको चाहिँ पावर सेन्टर्सहरू कहाँ छ भन्ने कुराले धेरै कन्फ्लिक्टहरू सिर्जना भएको हुन्छ होइन पावर एलायन्सहरू कहाँ छ भन्ने कुराले धेरै कन्फ्लिक्टहरू सिर्जना भएको हुन्छ एन्ड द थर्ड वान इज दि पावर सो रिसोर्स होस् अथवा भ्याल्युज होस् अथवा पावर होस् जेनरली अब सबै सानातिना निटिग्रिटी कुरालाई क्याटेगोराइज गर्ने हो भने कन्फ्लिक्टको सोर्स चाहिँ यही तीनटा लार्जर क्याटेगोरीमा पर्छ जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ
Exactly, sir. Very sensitive points that you raised, and thank you so much for giving an insight on the sources of conflict. Now we move on to our another question, sir. यो चाहिँ generally हामी सबैले भोग्दै आइरहेको मलाई लाग्छ. That is, we talking about the types of conflict. कस्ता कस्ता किसिमका कन्फ्लिक्टहरू हुन्छन् एउटा अर्गनाइजेसनमा अथवा एउटा व्यक्तिले फेस गर्नुपर्ने आफ्नो प्रोफेसनल लाइफमा त्यसको बारेमा अलिकति प्रश्न पारिदिउँ न सर प्लिज
एकदम प्र्याक्टिकली स्पिकिङ होइन अब मेरो एक्सपिरियन्सले बोल्दैछु यो कुरा होइन जेनरली कन्फ्लिक्ट भनेको चाहिँ कहिले पनि एउटा भनौँ न एकदमै पावरफुल मान्छे र एकदम नट पावरफुल मान्छे हुँदैन रहेछ होइन अ सिओ एन्ड अ प्युन विल नेभर हेभ अ कन्फ्लिक्ट इन एन अर्गनाइजेसन एन्ड एकदम प्र्याक्टिकली स्पिकिङ होइन यदि प्रोफेसनल सेटिङको कुरा गर्दैछु भने मैले अब सोसाइटीको सेटिङको कुरा गर्दैछु हुन त इट अप्लाइज टु सोसाइटी अल्सो इट अप्लाइज टु कन्ट्री अल्सो होइन भनौँ न एउटा सानो देश र ठुलो चाहिँ देशको बिचमा कन्फ्लिक्ट भन्ने हुँदैन कम्प्रोमाइज भन्ने हुन्छ होइन सो बेसिकली पावरको कुरामा चाहिँ पावर ब्यालेन्स जो दुईटा पार्टिजहरू आइदर दे आर अलरेडी पावरफुल होइन अथवा दे पर्सिभ दे आर पावरफुल होइन कहिले कहिले पावर नभए पनि मान्छे चाहिँ आफूलाई चाहिँ म पावरफुल छु भन्ने पर्सिभ गर्दाखेरि पनि चाहिँ कन्फ्लिक्ट्सहरू चाहिँ सृजना हुन्छ होइन सो तर कन्फ्लिक्टहरू सिर्जना हुँदाखेरि कस्ता खालका टाइप्सहरू हुन सक्छन् भन्दाखेरि इट क्यान बी इन्टरपर्सनल अर्गनाइजेसनमा इन्टरपर्सनल बिट्विन इम्प्लोइज होइन one employee to another employee irrespective of the departments and there could be interpersonal conflict basically on again division of resources again division of mismatch of the values or division of power on success there could be intergroup conflict हैन intergroup conflict भनेको मतलब किन एउटै ग्रुप भित्र पनि डिफरेन्ट डिभिजन्सहरू हुन्छ से फर एक्जाम्पल सेल्स भन्ने डिभिजन छ भने सेल्समा चाहिँ मार्केटिङ डिपार्टमेन्ट छ भने मार्केटिङ र सेल्सको जहिले पनि कन्फ्लिक्ट हुने देखिन्छ किनभने सेल्स आर रेस्पोन्सिबल टु गो एन्ड सेल मार्केटिङ इज रेस्पोन्सिबल टु प्रमोट इट सो सेल्स जहिले पनि के भन्छ तिमीले प्रमोट गरेको पुगेन तिमीले चाहिँ जुन प्रमोसनमा एक्सपेन्स गरेको पुगेछैन भनेर आउँछ होला हैन सेल्सले हामीले यत्रो एक्सपेन्स गरिसकेका छौँ तिमीले चाहिँ त्यसलाई कन्भर्ट गर्न सकेको छैन भनेर आएको हुन्छ होला सो त्यो जुन चाहिँ एउटै डिपार्टमेन्टभित्र पनि सेल्स एन्ड मार्केटिङ डिपार्टमेन्ट भनौँ त्यो भित्र पनि इन्टर ग्रुप कन्फ्लिक्ट पनि हुन्छ भने अर्को कन्फ्लिक्ट देखिने अर्गनाइजेसनमा चाहिँ मेनली इन्ट्रा ग्रुप कन्फ्लिक्ट्सहरू देखिन्छ सो इन्ट्रा ग्रुप भनेको वान ग्रुप टु अनदर ग्रुप वान डिपार्टमेन्ट टु अनदर डिपार्टमेन्ट होइन फाइनेन्स विल से अलवेज कस्ट कन्ट्रोल होइन चाहिँ सेल्स विल से मोर प्रमोसन्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेसन विल से वी वान्ट मोर थिङ्स होइन सो यसरी इन्ट्रा ग्रुप कन्फ्लिक्टहरू पनि देख्छौँ सो जेनरली क्याटेगोराइजिङ पावरफुल बिलिफ पावरफुल छु भन्ने बिलिभ गर्ने अथवा त्यो पर्सिभ गर्ने दुईटा डिपार्टमेन्ट बिचमा दुईटा इन्डिभिजुअल बिचमा अथवा एउटै डिपार्टमेन्टको दुईटा साना साना सब ग्रुप्सहरूमा पनि चाहिँ कन्फ्लिक्ट हुन्छ होइन सो त्यसो त्यो हिसाबले चाहिँ इन्टर ग्रुप होला इन्ट्रा ग्रुप होला इन्टरपर्सनल होला यो तीनटा खालको कन्फ्लिक्टहरू चाहिँ हामी जेनरली अर्गनाइजेसनमा देख्छौँ
पक्कै पनि सर interpersonal conflict, intergroup conflict, and intergroup conflict. I'm sure our viewers are having a wonderful time. We're discussing on such a sensitive topic and different types of conflict. के हुँदो रहेछ भन्ने कुरामा तपाईले अलिकति प्रश्न पारिदिनु भयो. Now, since we're talking about this topic and conflict भन्ने बित्तिकै generally हामी negatively मात्रै सोच्छौँ हैन negative perspective मात्रै हामीले राख्छौँ. So I would like to put this question to you, sir, and I believe it is necessary. Is conflict always bad? Conflict सधैँ नराम्रै हो त What's your take on this?
अब theoretically यसलाई के भन्छ टेक्स्ट बुकमा के भन्छ भन्ने कुरामा जाँदाखेरि generally conflictलाई it could be good पनि भन्ने चलन छ हैन that's something which is also said we can read a lot of literature also हैन तर my personal view is अलिकति different it differs a bit from there हैन conflict actually is not a good situation to be in okay? It is always unfavorable and it is not something which people want मलाई राम्रो हुँदैछ राम्रो हुन्छ रे कन्फ्लिक्ट भयो भने सो आई वान्ट मोर कन्फ्लिक्ट भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ मान्छेले त्यो डिजायर गरेर ल्याउने कुरा भएन र आउँदा पनि आउँदैन सो कन्फ्लिक्ट इज जेनरली अनफेभरेबल काइन्ड अफ सिचुएसन वेयर एन्ड इट इज नट अ गुड सिचुएसन टु बी इन सो त्यो हिसाबले हेर्यो भने वी क्यान से द्याट इट इज अ ब्याड कन्फ्लिक्ट इज ब्याड भन्ने हामी त्यो हिसाबले हेर्दाखेरि भन्न सक्छौँ But the important question is, सबै कन्फ्लिक्टहरू ब्याडमै एन्ड हुनुपर्छ त भन्ने इज अ भेरी भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट क्वेसन के कन्फ्लिक्ट हुनु नराम्रो भए तापनि सिचुएसन अनफेभरेबल भए तापनि it does not have to end in bad. It could sometimes create such a beautiful things which was not there before. हैन मैले के देखेको छु भन्दाखेरि हेर्नुस् है हस्बेन्ड एन्ड वाइफमा हैन हाम्रो सोसाइटीमा देखेको हस्बेन्ड एन्ड वाइफमा एकचोटि ठुलो लार्ज कन्फ्लिक्ट भएर त्यसको सोल्युसन पोजिटिभली कन्स्ट्रक्टिभ भयो भने if the conflict turns into constructive where both parties sit together and solve भने त्यो नयाँ स्पार्क नयाँ रिलेसन्समा चाहिँ एउटा फेरि एनर्जी ऊर्जा आउँदो रहेछ कि
एक्ज्याक्टली
हैन अर्गनाइजेसनमा त्यो दुईटा डिपार्टमेन्टको बिचमा मेजर कन्फ्लिक्ट भयो भने कहिले यस्तो राम्रो सोल्युसन आउँछ यस्तो राम्रो प्रोडक्टै बन्छ कहिले which no one would have ever thought if the conflict was not there in the first place. कहिले प्रब्लम सल्भिङ गजबको प्रब्लम सल्भिङ गजबको ठुलो इनोभेसन संसारमा हैन गजबको ठुलो स्ट्र्याटेजी अर्गनाइजेसनमा डिपार्टमेन्टमा चाहिँ गजबको एउटा कहिले नदेखिएको टिम स्पिरिट चाहिँ कन्फ्लिक्टको कारणले कन्फ्लिक्ट भएको नभएको त्यो नआउने हुन्थ्यो कि त्यो कन्फ्लिक्टको कारणले चाहिँ त्यस्तो सिचुएसनहरू आउँदो रहेछ सो हाउ कन्फ्लिक्ट नट नेसेसरीली विल हेभ टु एन्ड इन ब्याड कन्फ्लिक्ट can end result if handled well if the conflict management त्यसमा हामी conflict management पढ्नु जरुरी छ जान्नु जरुरी छ if we handle it well if we convert that conflict into constructive not destructive conflict यसले चाहिँ एन्डमा चाहिँ कहिले गजबको चाहिँ पोजिटिभनेस चाहिँ ल्याउँदो रहेछ तर having said that त्यस्तो ल्याउँछ भनेर no organization would no individual would like to भनौँ न आफैले मागेर आफैलाई चाहिँ चाहेर चाहिँ मलाई कन्फ्लिक्ट देऊ भनेर चाहिँ जेनरली जाँदैन सो इट्स अ अनफेभरेबल सिचुएसन टु स्टार्ट विथ बट द एन्ड क्यान बी समथिङ ब्युटिफुल अल्सो
That is the case. The thing that you just mentioned, यदि त्यस्तो हो भने जुन कन्फ्लिक्टहरू हामी फेस गर्छौँ does all the conflicts we face does it need management or resolutions?
No, it does not. My personal thing, if it does not hurt you financially, socially, emotionally, then you can let go of those conflicts. There are so many times we face conflict. Or a tempo driver somewhere we have conflict about the seats. Or traffic somewhere we have a conflict, a temporary conflict, which does not harm us financially. Financially harm garena, socially in terms of socially harm garena, अथवा even भनौँ न अरू हिसाबले harm garena भने there's no point trying to resolve it, and because it takes energy, it takes priority, it takes time, it costs. Conflict management costs time, energy, money, it costs that. So सबै कन्फ्लिक्टलाई म्यानेजै गर्नुपर्छ हामीले हरेक कन्फ्लिक्टलाई चाहिँ बसेर अब म्यानेज गरौँ है भनेर भन्नुपर्छ हरेक इन्डिभिजुअलसँग हामी एकदम कन्फ्लिक्ट म्यानेज गरेर बस्नुपर्छ भन्ने छैन तर यदि तपाईलाई लाग्छ इफ यु फिल द्याट हैन कि यो कन्फ्लिक्ट म्यानेजमेन्ट गरेन भने मलाई फाइनेन्शियल लस मलाई सोशल लस छ हैन मलाई मेरो रेपुटेसनल लस छ हैन मेरो इगो हर्ट हुन्छ मेरो पिस अफ माइन्डमा लस छ भन्यो भने चाहिँ देन दोज कन्फ्लिक्ट यदि ह्यान्डल गर्न सकेन भने चाहिँ देन यसले चाहिँ भित्रभित्र खान्छ यसले मोर मान्छेलाई डिप्रेसन बनाउँछ मोर स्ट्रेसफुल बनाउँछ र लट अफ कस्ट अ पर्सन हेज टु बेयर just because they cannot manage conflict. अनि अर्को एउटा इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कन्फ्लिक्ट म भन्छु त द्याट कन्फ्लिक्ट चाहिँ यसले इन्डिभिजुअल लेभलमा भने मैले अघि सेयर गरिन द्याट इज इन्ट्रापर्सनल कन्फ्लिक्ट भनेको भित्रको द्वन्द्व के आफू भित्रको द्वन्द्व हैन आफू भित्र यति द्वन्द्व हुन्छ कि पिपल हामी रिसेन्ट टाइम्समा कति सुसाइड केसहरू हामी देखिरहेको छौँ वाट इज द बाई प्रोडक्ट के कुराले ल्यायो भन्दाखेरि इट्स बिकज अफ द्याट नट बिङ एबल टु ह्यान्डल द्याट इन्ट्रापर्सनल कन्फ्लिक्ट हो त्यो पनि त भित्रको द्वन्द्व हो हैन So we need to म त के भन्छु भने if it doesn't hurt you financially, socially, emotionally, then it's okay. You can let it go. Every day we face so many conflicts. We don't agree with so many people. There is a debate. There's a discussion with so many friends, relatives, organizational colleagues. Everything doesn't need a conflict management resolution process, but important ones do.
Exactly, sir. We've talked about the reasons for us facing a conflict or the sources, we may call it the types. You also said that conflict need not be bad every time. different aspectsमा हामीले कुरा गरिसक्यौँ. Now let's talk about the ways to manage it. So according to you, sir, what are the different ways we can follow, or the approaches to manage the conflict, the processes I'm talking about, please, sir?
Let me tell you a story, Bipinji, just to make our audience clear also. Your orange story is orange story. A tale of two sisters once, I know orange story. Suppose, your orange I'm and now I mean the orange go beach, you also want this orange, I also want this orange. If this is the situation. Now your situation I'm handle because we're now in conflict because we both want the same resources. The resource go back one. There's nothing else. It's about resources. So you handle गर्ने approach चाहिँ तीनटा प्रकारको हुन्छ हैन कुनै पनि conflict handle गर्ने approach चाहिँ तीनटा कुरा हुन्छ एउटा चाहिँ the first which I would like to say is you can use a power. I am more powerful, so I should have all the oranges. हैन you can use that power which is vested to you by an authority. I am a manager, so everyone should listen to me. Whatever I say needs to be done. No ifs and no buts. Ekdam assertiveness, ekdam one way dictatorship ko kuraहरु हामी use गर्छौं. So power that can be used. That can conflict manage गर्ने process हो नि त. Like once the power is used, the conflict is managed. It's like for now it is managed, done.
Yes.
एउटा तरिका त्यो हो. Now if you don't want, so मैले त्यो orange भयो, orange मैले चाहिँ if I'm powerful, I take that orange from you. हैन? So that is one way of approaching it. The other way of approaching it is to be a little sensible and say, what's right? What's fair? So we are all human beings. We all have common sense. And if we think about what's fair and what's right, approach whatever is right, let's do it. Now, यही orange कुरामा चाहिँ दुईजनामा द्वन्द्व भइरहेको थियो हैन कसले त्यो orange खाने भनेर द्वन्द्व भइरहेछ लिने भन्ने भइरहेछ अनि एकजना अर्को माछाले के भन्दिनु भएछ भन्दाखेरि I can give you easy solution भन्नु भएछ अनि के solution हो भन्नुस् न त भन्दाखेरि एकजनाले काट अर्कोले भाग लाउन भइहाल्यो नि भनेछ. One person cuts the orange, is responsible to cut the orange. The other person chooses it. The first choice चाहिँ उसलाई जान्छ भनेछ. अनि एकजनाको मान्छेले जो भनौँ न एकजना मेरो हातमा दियो मलाई यसो कट गर्ने बेलामा मैले कति साइज कट गर्छु होला त हैन do I cut a larger piece and a smaller piece? What do I do भन्दाखेरि the obvious answer is of course I make it equal because if I make it anywhere which is larger piece the other person will take that larger piece.
Exactly.
So equally half गर्नु भए. So किन मैले equally half गर्छु भन्दा because this is the right thing to do भन्ने approach. It is fair thing to do. I have an orange. We both want it. So why not divide it equally? Okay, that's another approach. To look from the angle, what is fair, what is ethical, what is right. Okay, this is the second way of doing things. The third way of doing things, approaching a conflict, is the interest reconciliation approach, which is the best, I think, मेरो view मा the best approach is this. The interest reconciliation approach. Now, what does this approach say is, अब यो स्टोरीको कहानी सुन्दैछौँ भने then एउटा दिदी, the fight was between the two sisters, and one sister then said, okay, why do you want that orange? So they said, you were asking for me for such a long time, but actually, why do you want that orange? But two sister, because my face have all these wrinkles coming in and the pimples coming in, so I want to use the bokra के त्यसलाई चाहिँ त्यो use गरेर I want to remove my pimples and dimples and whatever it is भन्नु पर्ने छ. अनि अर्कोले तिमीलाई चाहिँ के के मलाई त भोक लागेको थियो, I am very hungry so I want to eat it भनेछ. Now यसो हेर्दाखेरि दुईटाको इन्ट्रेस्ट यहाँ रिकन्साइल हुने अवस्था देखियो हैन. सो दुईटैको इन्ट्रेस्ट रिकन्साइल हुने अवस्था देखिसकेपछि एउटा दिदीले चाहिँ बोक्रा लिएर गयो, सी इज ह्यापी. अर्को दिदीले ओरेन्जको कम्प्लिट फुल पायो, which सी इज ह्यापी हैन. सो यो अप्रोच थर्ड अप्रोच. अब अलिकति प्र्याक्टिकल पर्सपेक्टिभमा जाउँ. यही कुरालाई हामीले अर्गनाइजेसनमा राख्दाखेरि हामीले के देख्छौँ त भन्दाखेरि वी सी यो तीनटै बिन युज्ड तर नट इन राइट प्रोपोर्सन के, नट वेयर इट सुड. सबैभन्दा पहिला अर्गनाइजेसनमा के देख्छौँ भन्दाखेरि वी युज पावर टु गेट थिङ्स डन. इफ पावर डज नट वर्क, इफ यु फिल द्याट पावर इज नट एक्चुअली वर्किङ, द पावरको रोल, द पावर ब्यालेन्स इज देयर भने तपाईँलाई पर्सिभ भयो भने देन यु मुभ टु द राइट what is right. And what is right now, because right is very subjective. Sabai kura ekdam black and white hundaina. There are a lot of gray areas in life. So what is right say gray area ma paryo bhane, then you move to interest reconciliations. Then usma एउटा ठीक छ नि, उसमा खास तपाईलाई चाहिएको के भन्ने जान्छ. जबकि it should be otherwise. Hack it turn around हुनुपर्छ. सबैभन्दा पहिला कुनै पनि कन्फ्लिक्ट, चाहे त्यो भनौँ न डिफ्रेन्ट पार्टिजहरुमा बीचमा होस्, डिफ्रेन्ट हायरार्की लेभलमा बीचमा होस्, डिफ्रेन्ट डिपार्टमेन्टको बीचमा होस्, डिफ्रेन्ट इन्डिभिजुअलको बीचमा होस्, the first thing we should say is, can we reconcile the interest? Can we understand what the people really is asking for, what the other person's real desire is? And do I see anything which I can get but the person can equally get benefit from that? So is there any way to reconcile the interest is the first question we should ask. If that reconciliation देखिन, suppose अघिल्लो केसमा दुईजनालाई नै सुन्तला खान मन लागेको छ, they both want orange, that's it. No मुखमा लाउनु छैन, दुईलाई खान मन लाग्छ भने यहाँ interest reconcile भएन भने, then you move to the second option, which is what is right. Okay, so दुईजनालाई मान्छे खान मन लाग्छ, what is the fair thing to do भन्ने कुरामा we can always move to that. Now यसबाट पनि solve भएन, यति क्लियर पनि छैन राइट भन्यो भने कतिपय कन्फ्लिक्टहरुलाई सल्भमा अलिकति पावरको पनि युज चाहिँ, if it is required we need to do it, but at the end, not at the beginning.
Exactly. So we go from down to up. Very crucial and important information that you're sharing with us. I'm sure our viewers are having a wonderful time. So as you say, sir, interest reconciliation approach is the approach that we should be following whenever there is a conflict. Now, sir, with that, I again move to another question. Generally, conflict, we have this stereotypical thinking of saying that communication is the only way of resolving any conflict. So what, according to you, sir, is it really the fact that communication is the only way out for two parties, having been entered in a conflict to manage that situation?
You can go to the court if you want. Okay, so so communication okay, so how can we manage conflict? So one way of doing it is by going to court. Legal support. I mean, if you are in conflict, you go to court to solve the conflict. Whatever the court decides, you agree to it. Land could be bad, so you go to court. Society you go to court. Organization, customer, organization conflict, you go to court. So there is one way you can do that. Which is a very, very hectic process, and all of us know it's a time-consuming, very stressful process. There's another way is mediation, where of course it's a communication plays an important role, but mediation is another form of communication, where a person, one neutral party comes, one expert and neutral party comes and try to mediate between both the parties, where both the parties not necessarily talk to each other. They may talk to mediators, and the mediator may mediate the whole conversations. So that's another approach, another way we can go about it. Our अर्को way is which I feel that should be the first thing, is to handle between the two parties who are in conflict. And दुईटा party जो conflict मा छ उनीहरु बीचमै बसेर चाहिँ, if they can sort that thing out, then we can call that, now if you want to call it, how does the sorting happens, दुईटा बीचमा त गएर solve गर्ने, तर त्यसको means के हो त, what is the means भन्दाखेरि maybe communication is the means भन्ने बुझिन्छ. But I would like to take it a little further from here. I don't think communication only will help to decode the situation. यसमा चाहिँ मेरो हिसाबमा चाहिँ more than communication, हामीलाई, see, conflict is a very unfavorable situation, so just a normal communication will not help. यसलाई चाहिँ हामीले crucial conversation भन्छौँ हाम्रो आफ्नो language-मा. We need to have crucial conversations, and it's a part of communication. But yes, crucial conversation is an approach which we can take between two parties if they want to solve it among themselves. And two parties, if they want to solve them among themselves, then crucial conversation. I don't want to call it communication, but I would like to call it crucial conversation is something. If they don't want to solve between two of them, if they want someone else to solve it for them, then mediator can come into play. But if they don't want, if that doesn't help, then you can go to the court.
Exactly, sir. यो crucial conversation को हजुरले कुरा उठाउनुभयो सर. Could you please clarify us the exact difference between normal communication and crucial conversation?
Okay. Normal communication is hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. तपाईं कहाँ जानुभयो, के छ, तपाईलाई के चाहिएको छ, मलाई यो चाहिएको छ. This is the normal communication. Normal communication happens when things are normal. So when we're very normal, everything is normal. When everything seems fine, then normal communication I mean, so where there is sender, there is a receiver, there's a feedback, there's a medium, there are few barriers. I mean normal communication भन्छौँ. क्रुशल कन्भर्सेसन, कुनै पनि कम्युनिकेसनलाई चाहिँ क्रुशल कन्भर्सेसनमा चाहिँ अपग्रेड हुनको लागि, अब अपग्रेड भनौँ, डाउनग्रेड भनौँ होइन, तर त्यो लेभलमा पुग्नको लागि चाहिँ तीनटा एलिमेन्ट एकदम इम्पोर्टेन्ट रहेछ हैन. पहिलो एलिमेन्ट इज there has to be a possibility that you will have opposing opinions. When you're having a communication, if you think that there will be an opposing opinions, that is one thing about your downgrade or upgrade to crucial conversation. The second is the stake has to be a little higher. The losing amount and the winning amount has to be a little higher. Integrity we don't spend time in crucial conversation. So the stake has to be a little higher. And the third is emotionally vested. So whoever is handling conflict, emotionally vested. So यो तीनटा कुराको यदि कुनै पनि चाहिँ डिसएग्रीमेन्ट्सहरु छन्, कुनै पनि कन्फ्लिक्ट छ, यो जसमा यो तीनटा कुरा चाहिँ छन् भने यसलाई चाहिँ हामीले क्रुशल कन्भर्सेसनको थ्रुबाट नै हामीले यसलाई ह्यान्डल गर्नुपर्छ. नर्मल कम्युनिकेसन इन इटसेल्फ ले त्यति ठुलो चाहिँ हेल्प गर्दैन.
Alright, then how do you approach a crucial conversation then?
Oh, that's a big topic, and just to let you know that there is a book called Crucial Conversation, which talks about a lot of areas of a lot of aspects of crucial conversation. So let me अब त्यो सबै किताबको बारेमा त कुरा गर्न साध्य छैन, तर कतिपय कुरा जुन प्र्याक्टिकली हामीले युज गर्न सक्छौं त्यसको बारेमा चाहिँ हामी एकछिन we can talk about.
Such wonderful information that you shared with us, Kisu sir, today. We've talked about conflict, what are the reasons that we enter in a conflict situation. We also talked about the type of conflicts and the different approaches we can, follow to resolve a conflict. We also talked about the fact that is conflict always bad, and do we need a resolution for all the conflict that we go through. So different aspects, ma'am, as I discussed. My last question to you was regarding the difference between normal communication and crucial conversation, where you said that crucial conversation भनेको त एउटा छुट्टै टपिक हो, where we can discuss separately, or we can discuss a lot of things on crucial conversation. So with that, I promise our viewers that we will be discussing on the same topic, and we will be focusing on crucial conversation in our next episode. So next episode, I will get Kisu sir back again with us to discuss on this topic, particularly regarding crucial conversation. So due to time constraints, I'm limiting myself and our session to end at this time. So before we leave, I would request Kisu sir to speak few words regarding today's session, sir, please.
I think हामीले आज एउटा सेन्सिटिभ टपिकमा कुरा गर्यौं हैन. हामीले एज एन इन्डिभिजुअल, हामीले एज अ अर्गनाइजेसन, प्रोफेसनल्स एभ्री डे फेस गर्नुपर्ने कुराहरू हो. कन्फ्लिक्ट बिनाको संसार हामी we cannot imagine world without conflict. So the best thing is we can do is we can identify conflicts at early stage, so that we can solve it right there and then. If we can't identify it, then we need to at least be able to manage it and eventually mitigate it. So त्यो गर्नको लागि it's a very interesting कुरा. हामीले एउटा ब्याकग्राउन्ड ले गर्यौं आजको एपिसोडमा, तर टपिक नै अलिकति भास्ट भएको हुनाले Vivajanji's idea of bringing it part 2 is I really appreciate that idea, and I'm more than happy to come and back and share about the other aspects of how to do crucial conversation well, how to handle conflict well, how to have that one-to-one conversation with the other person. There are various techniques we can use in conflict management process. I'm very excited, and I hope the viewers are also very excited about it. So till then, I think I really enjoyed the session, Vivianji. Good questions you asked. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure to have you on this session today. We've learned a lot. I personally have learned so many things about conflict, and I'm sure our viewers have learned many things and they've enjoyed this session. That is the reason they will join us certainly next episode. And for the viewers, you can always drop in your questions in our comment box. We'll go through the questions individually, and whatever concern you have or questions you have, we'll answer them. With that, we come to the end of our session. As I always say, COVID is not over yet, so take care of your family, take care of yourself. Until then, this is your moderator, Vivek Khanna, signing off. Take care. Jai Nepal.